Leave your comments on the Ask Reddit sub, and I'll read your answers on the next episode of LWIAR. What small thing brightens your day? When you can tell someone is genuinely happy to see you, or genuinely sad to see you go. Especially dogs. Our dog literally smiles and picks up the nearest toy to bring it to you, while she makes noises like a guinea pig. Those are true friends. He comes up close and looks my way. There's nothing much we need to say. There's nothing much we need to do. A 1 and 1's a perfect 2. He comes up close and lingers near. There's nothing much I need to hear. There's nothing much I need to share. A 1 and 1's a perfect pair. He comes up close and looks to me. The fairest, finer sight to see. A second stop to stare above. He wags his tail. It must be love. My pup crossed the rainbow bridge just 2 days ago. This one really hit me in the feels. Rip Harvey boy, the goodest boy. She tells him her news with a smile and a sigh. She speaks with the words to remember him by. I love you, she says. And she turns out her light. I love you, I miss you, good night. And somewhere, or nowhere, not distant or near, he lifts up his head and he listens to hear. He's waiting. He's keeping his friend in his sight. I love you, I miss you, good night. I did not buy a ticket to this feels train. Loudly crying. I can't see my dad a lot anymore, but he makes sure to send me an updated picture of his garden almost every day. Glad you can still stay connected. You could make a time-lapse of that, with the pictures you've been sent. That's a great idea, then send it to him, he would love that. The smile of others, especially if I caused it. Edit. Thank you for the awards, kind strangers. I hope y'all receive and cause lots of smiles today and every day. This, 8 years ago, in New York City, I'm with my family sitting at a coffee place in a lounge. My parents are talking amongst themselves, so I'm zoning out and scanning the room. Out of the corner of my eye I spot an Asian man obviously waiting for his wife, and he's rocking in his chair with drink in hand. All of a sudden he tilts too far back and starts to go backward, but he suddenly catches himself and almost drops his drink, but not before stopping the chair from slamming to the ground, so it was silent. He looks around and catches me smiling. He instantly replies with the biggest grin while toasting his drink in a aha manner. I still think about that scene. So wholesome. The world needs more smiles these days, smiley face. In my neighborhood every day when I come back from the gym at 6:01 a.m. there are a trail of quails. And every morning I stop so they can safely pass the road. If they aren't there I get kind of sad. I like seeing my quails and knowing they got to their destination safely. Edit. I work out in an open park at the moment, which is the same distance from my house as the gym. My quail routine has not stopped because of COVID. Life is really kind of crappy right now. My wife and I try to sit on our back deck after work each day and share a beer. There is a pair of Mississippi kites that have nested in the woods near our house. And they sometimes circle over the house, giving little calls. For some reason, I interpret this as a good sign, a little sign of hope. It helps me get through another crappy day. Our birds make us feel better. OMG, there was a flock of partridges that I had mistaken for quails. At my old apartment, I would lose my crap every time I saw them. Those bouncy fat little bird nuggets never failed to fill me with delight. Haha. Reading this made me smile. I'm sure they enjoy seeing you as well. I've got one of those little picnic table-shaped squirrel feeders attached to the fence around our backyard. Every morning I put a fresh cob of squirrel corn on it and watch the little dudes and dudettes come feast on it. I do this, but my area has got crows, and crows don't care about manners at the table. Crows are awesome, though. Super smart. And they remember you if you feed them regularly. Or if you're a dick to them. And treat you accordingly, bringing you found shiny things or harassing you respectively. You could have your very own murder of friends. There was that Redditor who fed the crows when he took smoke breaks on his porch. When he moved away, he visited his old place and found empty cigarette cartons everywhere. The crows associated them with him and were trying to lure him back with gifts. www.reddit.com. Edit. There is also the Crow Wars. When you let someone in while driving and they wave at you. Edit. Thank you guys for the awards. I've never received this many upvotes before. This is really cool. ILY. One time I cut someone off bad. I'm usually pretty good at being aware of other cars, so I felt like an butthole for cutting this person off. When they went by, I waved and expected the finger in reply, and he gave me a peace sign. It made me feel better, and now I like to do that if someone cuts me off. I love this. In fact, I just love when people are driving nicely in general. Not tailgating, not jumping around lanes, not speeding, merging correctly, etc. It feels nice. Like they are not just respecting the rules of the road but also being courteous, as if to say, yeah, traffic, commuting, driving isn't just about me. We're all in this together, let's try to do it well. Sorry for being late, I was traffic. I learned this from visiting a buddy. Learn the names of the people who you routinely visit, i.e. gas station employees or grocery store clerks. Whatever. Learn a little about them. Ask them about their day. Call them by name. It just feels good to make people feel appreciated, I guess. I should add, don't cry. I tried this but I could never get the real name from my drug dealer. I used to work there too. We had a store in an office building, so we had like 90% regulars. I loved knowing most of their names and drinks, and I think a lot of people really appreciated it and felt seen. Knowing which people enjoyed a chat and which people just wanted their coffee was nice too. We got so many thanks. I really needed that today kind of moments, and they in turn made my day. Thanks for reminding me. I don't really miss the work, but I miss interacting with those customers. My husband makes it a habit to send at least one cute animal picture to me a day. It's been years and I don't think he's ever doubled up. If I've seen it before from some other source, I get another 2 or 3 to make up for seeing one already. It's often frog related. Today was 3 white tree frogs being cute in a frog bowl. Yesterday was a bearded dragon getting excited over blueberries. Edit. Today was cute pile of ratties in a hammock. One had a lovely ratty tail hat. Edit 2, told him we hit 10k upvotes and got cute frog meme in response. I found this cutie in the street last night and moved him to a yard. Thought you might appreciate imager.com. I believe from a cursory Google search he is a southern leopard frog. Love this. That's dedication smiley face. It's his way of showing he's thinking of me. It's adorable. My dog loves laying on my feet. Just mine, not my parents or siblings. My heart sings whenever he does it, cause it's clearly a sign of affection he reserves for me. Edit. Thank you all so much for the awards. It means so much. Dog tax. If you'd like to see the little foot hugger. My dog stares at me, and no one else. If he's sitting somewhere other than next to me, he will be staring at me. If he's sitting with someone else, he will be staring at me. Oh. Maybe he is protecting the house from the smell of your feet. Rediscovering the songs I used to listen to and either relive the memories or replace them. Edit. Thank you all for the awards. I'm really glad many of you also find the same joy in this. Cheers. When my cats sleep next to me, they always make sure that they touch me with their toe beans. If I slightly move, they readjust until they touch me again. Love it. My girl cat does this once it starts getting cold out. She uses me as her personal hot water bottle, and I love it. Same here. My girl is a thermal parasite. Seeing 12:34 on the clock. IDKY, I thought of this today, but back in 8th grade my social studies teacher referred to 6 o'clock as Abe Lincoln time, because he was tall, and the hands at 6 o'clock are standing straight up. Something like that. Anyways, me and the guy the first sat next to thought this was hilarious and we would make a joke about it any time the hands on the clock formed a straight line and would say what Abe was doing depending on their angle of the hands. So for example, the time 9:15 occurred during our class, so we'd always go, "It's Abe Lincoln's bedtime. He's laying down to go to sleep." Quote. My BF and I always try to remember to text each other at that time, hee. Other significant number patterns too. 13:37 is the best. The time of day I like the best, is twice as good as all the rest. It is the greatest time to see. It is the finest time for me. I sit and wait and watch the clock. I watch it tick. I watch it tock. I watch the hands rotate and then, I watch them all go round again. And when the seconds all have passed, and when I see it's time at last, I smile a while, and when I do, I spend the moment texting you. Dogs are so awesome. A joke I've never heard before. A creative compliment I've never heard before. Just something different makes the day more interesting. The tiniest difference makes a big difference. I have bright pink hair, and one day at work I was wearing it in a high curly ponytail. A man came up to me and said, "I love your hair. I hope this doesn't come off as weird, but you look like Pinkie Pie." And I love it. My daughter and I watch My Little Pony together, and that's her favorite pony. She'd love your hair too. That compliment has stuck with me because that was the last kind of person I'd expect to get that compliment from. It was very sweet and I think about it pretty often. When I accidentally wake up too early and see the sun starting to come out, I go back to sleep after, but I like to think I fall back asleep with a slight smile on my face. Or waking up, but staying in the edge of sleep while it's raining outside, then getting to lie in bed and doze off again while listening to the pitter-patter of the rain. I am not a native English speaker, and this is the first time I came across pitter-patter of the rain, and that is genuinely an awesome phrase. I can almost hear the rain in my head now. My kid experiencing her first and getting so overwhelmed by it. Yesterday she experienced a ladybug crawling on her hand for the first time, and her genuine happiness was infectious. She kept going back to the same spot in the garden looking for it, calling out, "Hey yo, bug," looking for it under every leaf. "Hey first ladybug." My grandpa suffered from severe Alzheimer's disease. He had many bad days but was generally a happy man. He was fortunate enough that he found so much wonder in the world for a second time around in his old age. He would be surprised and shocked with every sneeze and would laugh at how ridiculous it was. Afterwards, this comment just reminded me of how great it was to see him happy at all the little things while we were fussing over the big stuff. Thanks for making me smile today. My guinea pig Ollie. His cuteness and popcorning will always make me happy. Is popcorning the sound guinea pigs make? If so, I had no idea there was a name for it. No, that's called weaking. Popcorning is a unique behavior. It means your guinea pig is really happy and they show by hopping around their cage crazily. It looks like a corn seed popping. So that's why it's called popcorning. Edit. Just notice that it's your cake day. Happy cake day. I have a scar on my right arm. While I was in high school, I pushed myself too far physically and mentally. I studied day and night just so I can get a high-ranking class, which was very important to me back then. Once didn't get enough sleep for a week, and on my daily commute I was so tired I fell off the vehicle I was riding. Gave me only a scar on my right arm. I'm not entirely sure how, but since then I always wake up and look at that scar and remind myself that I should be happy, whatever results I get in my life. Since then, my days have been brighter than usual. Edit. Vehicle I'm talking about. en.m.wikipedia.org. Strange how life has its ways of reminding us about what's important. Glad you're finding some happiness. Friendly small talk with strangers. It gives me hope for humanity. Yes, I miss that. I haven't had any random conversations with strangers since the world changed. My cat comes to the door when I get home and greets me with headbutts and meows. And the outdoor kitty I feed does the same. People who say cats are heartless have never tried being around a cat. Edit. I have cat tax. My girlfriends laugh. I second this. Not your girlfriends, though I imagine it's lovely. At the minute things are tough for everyone, and hearing her laugh, any one of her amazing laughs, makes my day. I also choose this guy's girlfriend's laugh. When you go to open a jar and don't need help. Thanks for watching LWIAR. The best of recent r/AskReddit submissions and comments. If you like this video, check out LWIAR too. And don't forget to like and subscribe.